Yo, Crypto Nation and mining family, what's going on out there? What's up? What's going on, all you happy hashers out there? As you guys are sliding on in, don't forget to smash that Lizzy like button. If you're new here, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification for all the OGs. Make sure that YouTube didn't turn it off if you haven't gotten a notification in a while. We know how YouTube games are. We know how this works. So what is going on? I see we got Golden Wolf in there with the first Chizity chat in here. We got Crypto Bedell dropping that Yeah, we got Rude coming in clutch in the middle of the night for him because he's just awesome like that in his faraway country on the other side of the world. So what is going on, everybody here? Yo, hopefully everybody's having a good week. Tomorrow is almost FA Friday. Yo. So that means we'll be doing some more chillin' chat with a game. Yo. Because, like, you know, it's nice to not be all serious. I mean, unless something big comes up, you know, between now and tomorrow. You know, otherwise I'll keep it nice and casual. I mean, you know, it's like everything's been pretty much quiet, especially going into a bit of a bear market, guys. I mean, we all know how this bear market stuff really kind of takes effect into things. We all like to, you know, look the other way. They pretend it doesn't even exist. You know, it's not, if I don't see it, it didn't happen, right? Oh yeah, as that busy Bitcoin breaks down even further, guys. Ouch. Oh, I didn't even look at this today. This is the first time I'm sitting here looking at this. Ouch. That hurts. That hurts a lot. Wow. And I didn't. Oh, that's going to hurt. I got to look over at funds when I get done with this. I should have moved some funds around yesterday. Oh, that's going to hurt. Oh, yeah. I didn't even look at this. Sorry, guys. Oh, my gosh. So Bitcoin is breaking down a little bit more than I thought it was going to. And this is why you say, you know, it's like you don't call them all, right? I was sitting here thinking that this was the support line. We just broke through that. We broke through almost both of the support lines that I'm thinking we're at. I think the last support line really is 20 grand. If we can't hold this, there's really nothing that's on the way down from here. I mean, we can sit there easily, return right back down to 16,563 at this point. So, you know, if you guys were looking to pay bills and stuff, it might cost you a few extra more Satoshis. Oh, not what I was wanting to see. It is what it is at this point. It's one of those, oh shit type of moments. Put those short ins, boys. Not financial advice. It's never financial advice, geek of all trades. You know what I'm talking about. It's like, oh my lord. So, we have a long wick, though. I mean, we almost have $1,000 wick here. So, we might have just bounced off the ground. I'm gonna hope to God that that's the ground on this that we just bounced off of. And it doesn't mean that because we broke out of what most people are trying to think as the support line, because we've been kind of trending in this, right? There's nothing that states that it can't have a few days below and then come back into it. So I'm hoping that that's what we're in the process of doing, is just kind of, this is the Federal Reserve talking about interest rate hikes. That's one. Silvergate's the other. So Silvergate Bank is now liquidating all their funds. So I knew about Silvergate doing that, but I didn't look at the chart after I heard the news broke on this. So That was one thing I didn't do. I didn't look at the price on it once the news broke because Silvergate Bank itself was basically doing garbage that like what FTX was, you know. So they got caught with their pants down. They've been given the green light to liquidate assets to pay cash value on everybody's holdings. So they're liquidating everybody out. It's like funds aren't lost, at least. I guess there's that bright side. But we have a forced liquidation. So Silvergate would have to have liquidated their assets in order to cover all the positions. So that would have put in extra Bitcoin into the network for sale that the network now has to basically like absorb. Like Geek New England Crypto, what's up, New England Crypto? Yo! It's like, got your MOT inspector license today. Oh, damn! So now people can get their cars properly MOT so that they're now roadworthy vehicles. Gotcha. Good play. It's like, oh. Oh, nice. Explaining it to grandma. Nice. Yes, I love that. That's awesome. That is awesome. But so I mean, we're now seeing some downward pressure from Silvergate liquidating their assets out. I should have foreseen that coming whenever I was hearing about the Silvergate imploding a little bit here, but I didn't move fast enough, so that's gonna suck because I gotta pay bills. It is what it is. It is what it is. Did we talk about that sus ASIC yet? Nope. I'm actually just kind of killing a little time, letting all you awesome FA people get in here before I start. It looks like we got the normal crew coming in now. I usually kind of give everybody like a few minutes to roll on in because, you know, depending on what you guys are doing, some people are just getting home, some people are on the drive home, so they had to wait until they got to a stoplight or something so they can hit play, you know, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and dive right on into the meat and potatoes of today's topic, guys. So check this out. This is like super sus. Super sus. What in the F did TP-Link start making ASICs? Exactly what we're gonna get into. So you go on to TPLink ASIC.com and it brings you here, guys. And while you're sitting here, you're like, oh, wow, we have our TP-Link logo. It says TP-Link right here, right? If I click on it, it just links me right back to here. It's not like it brings me to TP-Link's main homepage. So you can already see there's some disconnects here. And it looks like they have two different miners here, guys. So they've got what they call the TP-Link D11 Doge miner. And it looks like we have this TP-Link NX31 31.2 terahash ASIC router. TP-Link representatives responded with our queries, stating that this is exactly. I'm getting into that. Don't be the spoiler over there. We're getting into that, man. We are totally getting into this one. So here is TP-Link's actual website, guys. I've got dark mode on. Turn dark mode off so everything can be seen. There we go. Oh, it's so bright. I am so sorry, but It wasn't made in dark mode. I like seeing stuff in dark mode because it's bright. It's very bright to me right now. So this is TP-Link's actual website. You don't see anything in here for like mining, right? So, you know, if I were to, let's see here. I haven't even really played around here. So if I were to go to like a home page, right? So here's our home page. I'm gonna click on this. Let's see here. ASIC. Oh, how come it's not linking in? You would think that if this was a TP-Link product in any way, shape, or form, it should be here, but it's not. You know, you press out all, but oh, look at that. Here's this. Check this out. Come back to here. Learn more, right? We want to learn more about this product. Kind of looks the same, guys. Interesting, right? Very suspect. You see this, and you see this. Why aren't they the same thing? Because it's not, guys. The product they took the product image and they photoshopped the hell out of it, guys. This is not a real product, guys. I'm guaranteeing you this is not a real product. And then whenever I'm sitting there looking at it, they're claiming this would be a Kadena miner. I'm sitting here looking at the efficiency. I mean, if they're going to go out for the full lie, you know, why not lie about it far enough to say that it's in competition with the new Bitmain ASIC, or even being like to the IB Link, which would be in its same category. If we were to look at the IB Link, which is 70 terahash for 3,300 watts, right? So basically, this ASIC is getting 47.14 watts per terahash. This bad boy is getting 38.46 watts per terahash. For a home miner, this is still very unprofitable for $2,000, right? Doesn't quite make sense. And when you sit there and you look at the new Kadena miner coming from Bitmain, that is going to be 19 watts per terahash. So, and I'll tell you what, even with this price, even with this wattage, this is not profitable. It's 1,200 watts for 31.2 terahash. Nobody that orders this will get one. This is I mean, anytime you're seeing somebody steal a logo from another company, steal their name, and just put in ASIC at the end, it's not TP-Link, it's TP-Link ASIC. It's like, no, you stole their trademark, you're using their name illegally, and that's just like the two first red flags out of this whole freaking thing. He's like, that's it. I'm researching out to them. I'm reaching out to them. Oh, yeah. Do it, geek. Do it, man. Fucking, if you can get your hand, if they're willing to send you one of these, I want to see it. Oh my God. It looks cool, but it's a fake product. I know. It's like I like it, but then you come over here and you're like, hey, wait a minute here. Because, oh, here's the good pick of it. So look at this. This is where the buttons come in on there. And they literally took that. Oh my Lord. That's what they did. So they changed out the pixelated white. Put it down here instead. Or they found another photo that had it where the lights were coming in from below. And then they photoshopped an LED screen on top of it. Is what they did. And if they didn't, this is just another variation possibly an old rendering of one of these. There is no way that this is a legit product. And then you can come into here. Oh, I'm turning dark mode back on. On you go. Yes. Thank God. So Tom's Hardware is, new Wi-Fi 7 crypto mining TP-Link ASIC router scam claims to mine faster than an RTX 4090 updated. Now, I didn't quite see that in here. Let me see if they have that in any of this text here. I did not look. I mean, I'm like quickly scanning here, so I don't know if that was something that Tom's Hardware picked up on or something like that. I mean, anything would be better than a 4090 mining on Cadena at this point. If it's ASIC, if it's a true ASIC. Yeah, I don't see any verbiage in there that it's got an easy mesh router. So it's, they're claiming it's a mesh router, yada yada yada, LED, 100 gig WAN or 10 gig WAN line on there, Wi-Fi coverage, high hash rate, high isolation, high integration, and high coverage. Yeah. So what Tom is putting in there, I mean, if it's an ASIC, it's going to do better than any kind of GPU. I don't know what Tom's Hardware's measuring stick was on this, but yeah. But to sit there and, it's like if everybody's sitting here kind of picking up on this being a complete scam, you don't sit there and create a company website and start off by just utterly ripping off somebody else's logo, somebody else's trademark name, so that, to dupe unsuspecting people, right? I mean, that's just it. They're saying that they've got 14,100 orders. Why would you need to put that out into the open? 5,000 in back orders. Why would you have to put that into it? That means there's 5,000 in back order. You're never getting one. Period. But they're trying to show that we've got all these already ready. But no. Here's the Litecoin Script miner. This one's interesting to me. Why? Because let's go ahead and put it up against the mini Doge, right? The mini Doge 2 that runs 420 mega hash at 400 watts. They're saying, wrong one. They're saying that this thing is getting 610 mega hash for 400 watts. It's like, okay, what ASIC chips are in here that could ever be just a little bit? I mean, you're talking a little bit better. You're talking like, what? Did you slap figure out how to slap in a very efficient L3 Plus in here? I mean, that's my measuring stick for 610 mega hash. I was getting 650 mega hash for, it was like about 660 watts on my L3 Plus. So, I mean, this is just like kind of ridiculous. Like, I'm like, there's no way you're gonna. It costs so it takes so much wattage per terahash per hash rate. Period. You can't get around these fundamentals unless there's a new chip that's come out that nobody's talking about, which in this space is very highly unlikely. That there's some kind of new chip that got released or is on the premise of getting released in the ASIC world that I haven't heard about yet. I mean, Bitmain's at the forefront. They're light years ahead of this thing. on both of their products here. So they're definitely not using Bitmain. They're not even using older Bitmain stuff. So, I mean, this would have to be a new product stack of ASICs that came through one of the fab companies that are producing the ASIC chips. I highly doubt that. Again, this is nothing that has come up into. It's like I keep my ears to the wall on a lot of these ASICs. So whenever something like this comes out, I'm really quick to call them out. There is no way, because of the fact that I have not heard of any new ASIC chips being released at all. Not even like rumors of a new efficient one that's being a private batch. Because believe it or not, that actually does happen. You'll have somebody with some money, and they'll do a little bit of research and development, and they'll come up with their own private chip. There are a bunch of mining facilities that do have private ASICs, and it's okay. Are they the most efficient? No, not always. But at least they tried. They dabbled their hand into it, and I've heard about most of those that have come and gone. And they're usually like a small batch run, maybe 100 of them being made. Very small, like test batches. Again, if there's any of them being made, they have to make test batches. Which, again, I haven't heard about any new ASIC test batches coming out. I mean, Bitmain will be a little bit more tight-lipped about it, and I would expect them to. But when it comes down to smaller little companies, the rumors come out very quickly. Nobody's talking about it. I have, like, these people just kind of popped up onto the radar kind of out of nowhere, guys. So, and it's like they're already talking in here, you buy 25 units or more, we're going to KYC you. Due diligence after payments. Failure to comply will end up in cancellation of order. No. All orders will be canceled because failure to comply. Because you didn't do your due diligence on this and that it's a scam. They're already warning you here. Right here, fellas. This last little sentence right here. Do due diligence after payment. Failure to comply will end up in cancellation of order. That's how scammers will word things. That you have to do your due diligence and do everything they say, otherwise they will cancel your order. In other words, we need some more money for customs. We need more money to be able to transfer this to ship this through your country. The port authority now wants more money because of this. This wasn't paid properly. They say that we listed the product down too cheap, trying to get it to you so that you didn't have to pay anything. But they're now asking for more. Yes, this is how you don't do due diligence after payment, and failure to comply will end up in cancellation of order and no funds being returned. That's kind of how this goes. So nobody will ever get their products. It's like geek of all trades. I still want one. I know. Whenever I saw it, I was like, oh god, these products, like, they look cool, right? I mean, it looks cool, dude. I'm just saying. But even this, for a Litecoin miner, that's not enough airflow for ASIC chips. That is not enough airflow. Since when do ASICs only have airflow a little bit? They're on 24/7, hashed away. 400 watts worth of power, still 400 watts worth of power. I mean, that's a red flag right there. They're not giving a side profile. This is going to be, a picture of another TP-Link product, and it's going to be probably like 2 inches thick. Yeah, you would. You would need way more holes in this thing for product airflow. It doesn't have that, guys. This thing just screams Scam City. And this, without even really looking that hard, I was able to find the product that they're rendering it off of right here. So it looks like an actual TP-Link product, and it's not. So red flag everywhere, guys. Absolutely red flag. They're not the same company. They have put out a press. They have already TP-Link already stated that they were going to be going after advertisers to have them cease and desist the advertisement on this because this is not a company that has any affiliation to TP-Link in any way, shape, or form. They have stolen the product logo and the trademark logo and the name. So they are basically, depending on where these people are, if there's a way to be able to go after them, and I highly doubt that. A lot of these scam sites, it's like TP-Link. This is TP-Link's headquarters. This is all TP-Link's information down here. Oh my lord, that is too funny. Let's see here. Do they have about us contact? Let's see here. About us corporate. Yeah, no, it doesn't. They don't have it on their website of where they're at, but I believe this contact us TP-Link 10 Malachi Road, Irvine, California. I bet you that's TP-Link's headquarters, and then that's TP-Link their own. This is either a dummy address or this is actually TP-Link's address, and then they've got support to TPLink A6.com. So that they keep it in house with that, but they give up TP-Link's address. Oh, I've got some stuff up on here. This is all being played in a VP. It's like I got a virtual machine running right now, so don't worry. Do not worry. They can go and infect this little sandbox that I have it in right now. He's like, cuckoo. Yeah, exactly. I care less about if I'm running a virtual machine or not. I've got Threadripper here. It's like virtual machine, meet Threadripper. Let's stream. So, yeah. It's like it's like I just kind of be careful with this stuff. Don't get all excited if you guys see this. If you see anybody talking about this, please refer them away from touching this. I mean, it's a cool product. That's the only thing I hate about it. It's like, if it was a real product, I'd kind of want one. I'm not lying, dude. If this was a real product, I would so want it. So want it. Even if it was, get myself that Doge miner for $570. This Cadena miner. But because it looks cool, but it's not real. You'll get scammed. You can't do your due diligence. And you'll have the order canceled on you and no funds returned. Guaranteed. So, off on that one. It's like we've basically just tore this one apart. I'm gonna sit here and call it out right now. I'm putting this company, TPLink A6, into the same category as Coin Miner 1. So if you guys haven't ever seen that, I did a video on the CoinMiner 1 day 1 launch, calling it a scam. Crypto Mikkel was able to get his hands on one, and we were like, what the hell is this? And they had a way to be able to see everything on his actual network. So yeah, you got to be careful about running these products too, because of the other aspect of it is you plug this product in, and they now have access to the other side of your firewall. Unless you have this thing on a dedicated internet that's only for like mining, or you've got it pushed on the you got it port forwarded outside of the firewall. So your firewall's here and the ASIC is in front of it talking like that. And this way it can't penetrate going through the firewall at that point. It just knows where the firewall is. It's like, go knock on the Great Wall of China. Please do. I've got a double firewall. It's like VLAN everything, exactly. Man, it's I mean, the way I look at it is like, if you're gonna sit here and go onto some bogus websites and you're not doing it protected, bro, that's like sitting there and going to the street corner and picking up a date. Might be fun, but you ain't going home alone, with or without her. It's like Crypto Bits. He's like, I missed the networking talk. Damn it. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, the whole TP-Link thing, I mean, I think it's cool. It's definitely didn't take me long to figure out what product they were scamming off of. And they took the product information from TP-Link directly on this. It's a tri-band Wi-Fi 7 router, a Wi-Fi 7 speeds up to 19 gigabytes per second, dual 10 gig ports. That's really nice. Enhanced security with Home Shield, and easy mesh compatibility. So I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever played with mesh networks, but if you're playing with Wi-Fi devices and you notice that you have diminishing service, like on your Wi-Fi, depending on where you're at in the house, it's nice to have a little mesh system where your device doesn't realize that it disconnected from the first device and it's already communicating with the second device, because they're all carrying the same ID and they all have the same handshake. So your devices have no idea that it just went into a new bubble. It just goes, oh, I thought it was over. Okay, it's over here. Oh, my bad. And it just keeps on going like nothing happened. And all the devices are connected to each other, so they're all cross-communicating. It's pretty nifty to have those integrated mesh networks, depending on the size of your house. I mean, a lot of people who have systems in there, they got upstairs, downstairs, and a basement. Usually there'll be a part of the house that has really bad Wi-Fi signal, and a lot of this can be solved with a low-budget meshing system. Too bad that, a viable, a cool-looking product like this couldn't be that solution. I mean, I would sit there and pay to have this be part of the mesh network. I'd put this bad boy like in my back hallway. Perfect. Done. I could even put this all the way out in my shed, and that would take care of the back of my house with the mesh network, which would have been freaking cool. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Too bad. It's like, yeah, it is nice like that if it's a good mesh network. Exactly. I really, it's like, what device is this? This is the scam site of TPLink A6.com. They are scams, guys. So Network Bits, this TP-Link has nothing to do with this company. They stole TP-Link's logo and name. and just put ASIC at the end. This is their product that they say is going to be for sale. It's the same product over here. This is the TP-Link product. This is their Wi-Fi route, new Wi-Fi router that's coming out soon. The BE 19000 tri-band Wi-Fi 7 router. But this fake company has stolen the product image, product name, and are saying that this thing is a Cadena miner. It's like, I effing hate mesh networks. They're a pain in the butt to set up, but they either don't work and they fight you the whole way, or they work and it's like, and the people who get them to work, they're like, oh man, I love my mesh network. I will never do anything without mesh network in my house. Mesh network is where it needs to be. And then you have people who just fight it. And you realize, oh, that's what the problem is. This might be the same product, but I bought this one a month ago. I bought this, it's like I bought this one 5 months ago and I'm adding to my mesh network. It's the same product number, but now they're a different series inside of it, which makes and they're not backwards compatible to the first generation stuff. And you're like, thanks. So now I got to go buy all of them new at the same time. And that's when it comes into where, it's like, and I think a lot of the people that I know that love their mesh networks, they bought everything at the same time. It's like, I'm high maintenance. I want all my access points to be hardlined into LAN. Yes. So, I mean, like, my computer, not Wi-Fi. No. I game. And Wi-Fi latency, I'm not going to tolerate. I'm spoiled too. I get you. I mean, hardwire the world for sure. But, I mean, you have your phone. And when I'm at home, because of where I'm at, cell phone signal is not always the greatest here. So sometimes I have it connect into the Wi-Fi. So if I'm walking around my house, I'm not just dropping off the network in my house. So it's basically for your wireless devices. So if you got kids and they've got their little wireless gaming devices, blah, 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 your phone, it's like there's a lot of things you can set up, wireless and never have to utilize data. Or if your signal sucks and your internet at home is better than your signal at home for your phone, it has its perks. But it's like when they work is the key there. Yes, that is true, Geek of All Trades. I will 100% agree. When mesh networks work, they're amazing. It's like I don't always work, but when I do, I work well. Yeah, for sure. So, and then moving on to other things, guys. Been a lot, like if you guys haven't been mining Dynex or mining Nexa, there has been new miners that have been released. I was mining Dynex with the Dynex Solve miner and was just absolutely fighting it. Like I would say 5 rigs were fighting me on it. Now I understand that Dynex is proof of useful work iteration, right? And I was figuring, well, maybe it's because they're older CPUs. And then I started having ones that were, 5950X CPUs. I'm like, that shouldn't have an issue. There's enough RAM there. There's only one card plugged into the motherboard. I'm like, that one shouldn't be dropping out. And it was. SRB Miner has come out with a newer miner, guys. So this one's pretty cool. And I have got it working also on Simple Miner OS, guys. So Simple Miner OS had it already baked into, they had already updated the miner. So Simple Miner OS, People wonder why I have never given up my Simple Miner OS account, because, bro, when I want a miner to be implemented and working, Simple Miner OS is my go-to for having it work. Now, setting up if you guys have never manually set up a batch file, it will piss you off a little bit. Just a little bit that first time. There is a little bit of a learning curve if you have never done it. It is not like it is in Hive. If you guys are mining on Windows, you'll know what I'm talking about. A lot of especially if you're not using any mining software that is automatically doing it for you, something like NiceHack. So if you're using an SRB miner, you can download the latest SRB miner, and it'll be SRB miner 2.2.0. You can just Google it. The GitHub brings you right to it'll pull up the GitHub on there as like the second option or something like that. Go right on to there. It does have the URL installation link for you for Hive. Hive does not have SRB miner updated yet. Unfortunately, if you are using Hive OS, I have not played around with that one to see if they have updated their SRB miner in there. They were not going to be introducing the Dynex Solve miner. They had told somebody that we know directly that they were not going to be implementing that miner. But now that SRB miner has come up with the 2.2.0 variation, it is very well to assume that Hive OS, if you were using that platform for your miner, which would be a competition to Hive OS, they should, at some point probably update the SRB multi-miner for you, and you'll be able to do all of the same stuff here. So if you are utilizing this in Hive OS, this is basically what you guys are going to do. You're going to go into here. You're going to make a custom miner. There is a problem with doing a custom miner if you are mining two different coins. So if you got AMD on one and NVIDIA on another, or if you're putting NVIDIA and AMD all into the same miner, this will work no problem. It's for AMD, NVIDIA, and CPUs. Okay, that's why it's a multi-miner. But if you have them mining if you have two different custom miners in a flight sheet, Hive will not let you move forward. So if you're going to be doing this, you've just got to make a singular custom miner for this, and then moving forward, this works. So if you guys are looking for this, here are all the arguments that you're going to need moving forward on this, right? It's like change over the wallet address on there, of course. But I mean, you could sit here and have it where it's like you put your wallet address in here, down in the bottom here where the extra configurations are, right? So right where these extra configurations are, you're going to want to sit there and put in your wallet address down in here, and just copy all this stuff down as it sits. And this will be everything that you need to get it working for AMD and NVIDIA on here. It'll disable the CPU miner on this, chooses the algorithm. It has the malab endpoint that you need, so you stop getting malab errors, which the Dynex miner was having an issue with. I was constantly getting malab errors, and then when I got a malab error, it would give me a stale stratum is what it was. It was a stale stratum error at that point. So now the information that the miner was getting was behind, and it recognized it. It recognized it as a problem, but it didn't know what to do about it because it had no way to resync in with the malab endpoint to get the stratum correct on this. So it looks like SRB miner has this a little bit better. I tried a lot of different things with the Dynex miner itself, and this was the first one that's been stable across all the rigs, guys. So I do not have any problems with my rig shutting down anymore. Now, everybody's been sitting here talking about you put the SRB miner in and you double your hash rate. So let me address that, fellas. It does look like it doubles your hash rate, guys. It does, and 100% look like it's doubled your hash rate. So this thing was getting, this rig was, each one of these cards was getting like right around 150, 200 hash a second, something like that. It was like, I think it was like right around 150 hash. If my memory is like 150, 180 hash. And it basically doubled my hash rate here according to SRB Miner. Now, when I go to Poolside, from the Poolside, it does not look like that. Now, I'm running the tests right now. I don't have all the data right now, but on Poolside, the miners do not see it. And I'll check it off camera here because I'm not showing you guys my mining pool. It's not happening. Let's see here. And I'm on my 3060 Ti rig here. And if I look at my 3060 Ti rig, right? It doesn't even report this properly going out. So I'm not sure about this. Now, it's weird how this looks, right? So now, even if, and I was noticing this even when I was using the Dynex Solve miner directly, that it was not reporting the hash rate to the pool. The pool wasn't seeing it properly. So I don't know if that's a call function, that's an error in here. That's why I'm sitting here saying, from what it looks like right now, I have not doubled my hash rate at all, fellas. It definitely looks like it is pretty much flatlined out for where I'm at with all of my rigs on it, because I'm like sitting here, all the rigs that I have on there. It doesn't look like I've doubled my hash rate. Now, if I look over a 24-hour period and I see that I have doubled my payout profitability within that period, then I can sit there and say that it's probably a call-out function that's an error on here. But if my payout is the same as if I was on Dynex Miner, except that now I'm not fighting the rigs being, turning off, I'm fine with that too, guys. Because I'm not fighting the rigs anymore. I can actually, I don't have to sit here and bird dog watch. Oh, a rig went down. Reboot it. Because the Dynex miner cannot stay connected in with the MALIP so that the stratum can be current, which is stupid. What's up, John Germain? What up? What up? What's going on, all you happy hashers out there? Like I said, I'm not going to call it out quite yet. I need to see 24-hour data and see if I've truly doubled the payout on there. I'm not looking at the dollars on this, guys. I want to see the payout time frame shortened by 50%. I mean, that's basically what you're doing. If you're getting double the hash rate, that means your time to payout should take half the time. So if I see a 50% improvement in the next 24 hours now, because it's basically going to be from, I'm taking my snapshot from noon today, and I'll be taking my other snapshot noon tomorrow. So whenever I do my live stream tomorrow, I'll give you guys a little bit of an update on where I think the hash rate really sits at payout wise. If you're actually getting the double the hash rate as it shows in the miner, guys. And it's the same way when you look up onto here for my Simple Miner. So this is Simple Miner OS dashboard. If you guys are not familiar with it, I'm an OG miner. This was everybody's go-to back in the day, right? And you can see the moment that I turned this miner on in my graph up here. You can see it was like, you know, turned it off, set stuff up. It shut down. I rebooted it, and it's been on ever since. Had to reboot it. It needed a little kickstart to get going. But once it got going, it was fine. And I literally doubled the hash rate off this miner, guys. Perfectly did that, right? And if you guys are looking for how do you sit there and if you guys are using Simple Miner OS or you are mining on Windows with SRB miner directly, you can take a freeze frame right here. Anywhere, as you see in my notes up here, replace everything in the brackets with your info. So you can sit here and put this text into there. It'll be SRB executable or SRB multi-miner or SRB miner. That's what it is. I'm sorry. It'll be dash SRB miner EXE space, and then you can put in the rest of this text into here. Again, when it says pool here, right after that, you have to have dash pool, and then you put where it's from bracket to bracket. You put in your wallet, not your wallet. I'm sorry. You put in your pool address into there with the port number. Then you put your wallet address in there, and then everything else stays the same. All the rest of this argument will work on for the rest of this, no problem. If you're on Windows, you will not need to enable API. You can actually get rid of the enable API section on here because of the fact that this call out is a Linux call out for so that Simple Miner OS knows what the hash rate is off the miner. So it's just basically telling Simple Miner what its hash rate is. So that Simple Miner can hook into it and you get that data from your dashboard. More data for the miner makes for easier tuning. So it's like, oh yeah, that high dollar mining router. Oh yeah, sir. So I mean, it took me a little bit to figure out the batch file for Simple Miner, but I know that this also transfers into Windows if you're using the same miner directly, guys. So yes, I have SRB miner working on both platforms. If both platforms work, that means pretty much all the other everywhere else you should be able to get it to work. I've got it working on my PC, and when with my PC I have it on, guess what? I put this whole miner option into there, and except for the dash API dash enable, I took that out, and it works fine. And remember, guys, it might not be easy to see this, guys, but it's Malab endpoint space malab.neutralpool.net with their port number for their Malab endpoint. So was not working on my pool, but it works here. So I just figured out a workaround on the Malab endpoint for correction because the pool that I mined to was not working very well, because mining one of those pools that just get I get paid out in Litecoin, and I don't have to touch these poop coins. So I'm a happy miner with that. So there is that. So that has been something that I've been working on pretty much for the last couple of days on that, trying to get everything, just kind of checking stuff out, seeing how stable everything is before I started really talking about it. I wanted to make sure that I had a good handle on this working. with the new SRB miner. But again, it does not. It's weird because it doesn't show it on Poolside that I'm getting that kind of hash rate. So it'll be, even if I don't and I get the same payout, like I was saying, if I get the same payout as I was getting before, but now I don't have to watch my rigs turn off periodically because of the miner itself glitching out, I'll call it a win either way. But I'm having my doubts that it is double the hash rate truly. I would expect to see my shares per minute going up a little bit higher than where they're at. Yes, it looks like some of them are submitting shares a little bit more often, but is that because they're no longer shutting down? You know, I'm not having that shutdown phase, you know, every 4 or 5 hours. I have to reboot at least 2 or 3 of the rigs. It's kind of garbage. And I know it wasn't anything that I was doing on my end. It was literally the miner itself not connecting in. In most cases, specifically for forwarding Ethernet packets, high-end routers, switches have ASICs in their line cards. Oh yeah, ASICs and FPGAs, 100%. People don't realize how much FPGAs dominate the communications world. Everything is a programmable switch. A programmable switch is a FPGA. You know, it's like your biggest, most complex network switches are a gigantic FPGA in there with just massive amount of throughput. I love it. It's nothing that, you know, you'd be able to really utilize for a home use, really. It's not practical. But, I mean, not even for mining. I wouldn't even mine with these things. Could you do it? Maybe. I don't know. But, you know, I mean, it's like most of the communications realm is dominated by FPGAs. So, seeing that there's ASIC chips in there, and FPGAs in a lot of the equipment we touch, guys, you know, it's no wonder why a lot of this stuff is able to do what they do. You know, because with the ASIC, you have the ASIC chip doing the hard work, and you have the FPGA kind of being the brains behind the operation. So, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. It's like, yeah, no use for home routers. Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff is like, it's really cool on the bigger scale. If you're like a networking junkie and you like, I love hardware, so I mean it's still hardware. So I actually I've looked into some of this stuff and how all the communication networks run, and the amount the sheer magnitude of FPGAs for all the switching gates and everything. It's awesome. I haven't looked into their new one too. Yeah, they're supposed to have like a crazy little ASIC chip in there that is supposed to be. I believe that's how they're getting their network speeds up on there. Is that they're speeding it up with an ASIC accelerator now. But I have to look into it and see if that's the tech that they're releasing, like an early day variation of it. Like I remember hearing some of that stuff going into prototyping, with the ASIC FPGA acceleration on it. And if this is part of that tech coming out, oh, we're gonna have some cool stuff coming out probably in the next 10 years with data speeds. Ooh. Hey, and there's a little bit of snow dusting outside too. That's awesome. And then one other thing, guys. If you wanted to sit there and set up a custom miner, none of them have it quite yet either, which would be this one. So if you are mining Nexa, if you are a Nexa miner, LOL miner 1.7 is out. It has not been configured quite yet, for how can I put it? It's not quite configured out for Hive yet. Hive is still on 1.68 or 1.69, something like that, whatever the last minor update was. So Hive has not updated the LOL miner yet. That's probably will happen very shortly here. It does not look like. Let me go into my simple miner really quick, and let me see if I'm not going to show this because it's got some info on here. Do I have any of them still LOL miner? I do not have. Let's see here. Let's see here. What version of LOL miner is Simple Miner OS on? Like I said, Simple Miner OS seems to be on point on making sure they update their miners really fast. And Simple Miner is still on 1.69 version 2 version also. So none of them are currently on this variation quite yet. This just released, guys. But like 3 hours ago. So this is brand new out there. So if you guys are if you are on Hive, you'll have to fire up a custom miner, and you will have to compile it for Hive itself. I'm not the coder on there. If you wanted to, maybe Mikkel could help out with something like that, but I don't have any way of compiling this for Hive, nor have I ever done that before. I usually wait until people smarter than me figure out how to do that first. I'm just saying. But if you are utilizing Linux, it is updated for Linux users. Sorry, no Windows yet. This is a Linux thing only right now. They have not updated anything else beyond that. So LL 1.7 is out. If you guys are wanting to go down that rabbit hole. What's up, the dude? What's going on? What's going on? And this is supposed to give you a little bit of a performance update, improvement with LOL on Nexa, guys. That's why I was saying if you guys are mining Nexa, this will help out with it. It will increase your hash rate about 4%-ish in hash rate for the same wattage. So, I mean, that's always a win to get a little bit more of an improvement. LOL being pretty good about squeaking out some clean performance out of cards. I love using LOL miner. Never have had any issues with any of their iterations over the years. So it's like Rabid Mine just put out a new video showing LOL 1.7 is the fastest and has the lowest power. It's about the same amount of power, I would say, but you do get the hash rate improvement. So because of the hash rate improvement, I kind of push my cards a little bit more. So, I mean, if I were to look at it from efficiency side of it, I'd probably be able to squeak out a little bit more efficiency out of it and have higher hash rate. But I would see how high the hash rate goes. You know, peg one out all the way, peg the other one out all the way. So, I mean, he just kind of made a baseline. Hey, this is where I've got it at here, and went apple to apple like that. So when you're looking at power efficiency, you're going to be looking at better efficiency for relatively about the same amount of hash rate increase. He saw about a 3% increase in hash rate and like about a 2% decrease in power at the efficiency level of the cards that he had it on, which is really cool. But I would like to see it with being a little bit higher up on the like, you know, one just rattled all, you know, balls to the wall, you know, and see how efficient it is on the high end. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we want to have the most hash rate for the least amount of power. And if there, and I mean, we all know that there's a diminishing return of you push power to it, and you really don't get enough performance gains for each watt being utilized. You had to put hairs up my nose, Cammy. So when we're looking at it from that point of view, that there's that point where it's a diminishing return on power, then you start backing it off to where it just kind of levels off. And then that's usually where I like to sit there and stick my measuring stick at. How high can I reach with it now? What's the absolute limit without having diminishing returns? I don't want to sit there and I add on 10 watts for 1 hash rate. No, I'm going to back it off that 10 watts, and that's where it's at. That's pretty much how my mindset works whenever I'm tuning stuff, is I snap it to the limit, and whenever I get diminishing returns, I back it off. I don't wait for it to give me errors or anything like that. I just kind of, okay, you're going to be happy here. Let me back you off a little bit so that I get the efficiency out of the air, because that extra 20 watts didn't do me enough. Take that off. I lose 3-4 mega hash, big deal, and I let it ride. It's like, I got to go to the store, be back in a bit. Take it easy, network boots. Thank you for being here, my dude. Thank you for being here, my dude. And I'll probably be heading up out of here also. So everybody, definitely smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. If you guys would like to have your rigs hosted with me and Mikkel at the Family Mine, definitely join the Patreon, links down below. That'll get you your VIP access into the facility, guys. And there's perks in there. It almost makes it like your rigs are running for free. Maybe. I don't know. Well, you'd have to find out what I'm talking about. Only way you can find out is you got to go join the Patreon. I have a whole little article in there. It'll explain that a little bit more. I know it's clickbaity as all get out. It's supposed to be. So thank you, everybody, for being here. All that good stuff. If you don't have any comments or questions, certainly drop some FAs in the Chizzity chat, like my home dog, Crypto Bedell, dropping those, coming in clutch with those FAs, because you guys are rated F for frickin' awesome. Yo, that's right, guys. You guys are all awesome. Thank you, everybody, for being here, always showing support. I will be back on in the morning for my morning workout. If you guys want to hang out there, you guys don't need to hang out there. It's just me going and hanging out. And I'm giving myself people to talk to, because otherwise I'm working out here by myself. So if anybody is not doing anything, you're at work, you can sit there, just drop a thumbs up while I'm working out. Give me that morning motivation. Like, I could bump the adjustment up to 1.185, and your A2000s would jump up 11 a hash. Not bad. 11 to 20 hash or more. Damn. Not bad. I like that, bro. But that's using the Dynex miner, isn't it? Or are you using the new SRB miner? That'd be the new question now. Which miner are you using? Because if it's using Dynex, the Dynex Soul miner, I'm over that miner. The SRB multi-miner has been stable. It's like, yeah, I woke up early this morning and did some workout, and I'll do more when I get home again. Nice, Golden Wolf. Don't overdo it, though. Don't overdo it, Golden Wolf. But I know, once you start working out, man, like all of a sudden you realize you start getting up a lot earlier. Like your body doesn't want to be in hibernation mode anymore. Yeah. See, I'm not doing the Dynex miner anymore. It's like I was fighting that thing staying on. And it's not like the miner was crashing. It would disconnect from the Malib, which would give me a stale stratum error every freaking time, which meant that all the submitted shares are now stale shares, and I'm getting errors on my stale shares because of the Malib error. So yeah, I will stay on the SRB multi-miner for my Dynex needs moving forward. He's like, good news. I may consider the SRB miner. And it from the dashboard, it looks like you're getting double the hash rate you were from before. So it literally looks like I've doubled my hash rate. But even if it doesn't on pool, and I haven't seen it on Poolside, like I said, on Poolside I see it normal, but I'm not fighting the rigs anymore. So even if it's not giving me my full hash rate on Poolside, I'll take this as a win. Either way. Either way. And it kind of looks like I've got a little bit more of an uptick on my payouts now. I mean, the hash rate has been going up. So we'll see here. We'll see here. And John, if you can, do a 24-hour test also and see if your results have yielded you double the earnings in a 24-hour period if you go to that one too. More data, the better. I'm looking for data. I don't need to know how much you earned. I just need to know, yes or no. Did your earnings in 24 hours go up by 50%, or did they stay the same? Because if they stay the same, I'm cool with that, as long as the rigs are stable. So, thank you everybody for being here. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, guys. Yo. So definitely smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all of that good stuff. He's like 119 hash on 6 gigabyte A2000 150. Yeah, so my A2000 12 gigabytes are now showing let's see here. I can tell you right now. I will tell you. So my unmodded 12 gigabyte A2000s are getting 300 hash a second. My modified A2000 is getting the same amount, 300 hash a second. Yes, but I still had connectivity issues. I'm done trying to fight these rigs. It's ridiculous to be fighting rigs all the time. It's like that is so stupid. I mean, it's since I've switched all the rigs over to the SRB miner, I haven't had a shutdown on a rig all day. Any rig that I have on Dynex is now running stable. It's like that may turn a profit. Oh yeah. So yeah, if you could, if you run the SRB miner, John Germain, if you could do me a solid and let me know if your earnings in a 24-hour period go up. Just like DM me privately in Discord. Thanks. Like SRB miner good. Great to hear. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if you're using Hive, let me show you one more time. Let's see here. Flight sheet. Edit. You go and you make a custom miner in Hive, and here is the configuration. Just look for SRB miner 2.2.0. They've already got a. You go to their GitHub on there. They've already got the URL installation pathway for Hive to be able to utilize this miner. You put all that stuff in here, and you're good to go. Just saying. Just saying. Yep, this is Hive. It's like, thanks. No problem. No problem whatsoever, guys, at all. Holy cow, I've had 128 views on this video already? Wow. Woo! So, with that being said, guys, thank you all for being here, all that good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and hop up off of here. So, peace out, stay savage, and may your watts be low and your hash be high. I'll definitely see you on the next one. Yo!